Hello and welcome back to my channel. The 2024-25 La Liga calendar has been revealed. And in this video, we will look at the calendar, the most important games, and explain why Barca will regain this title. The start of this season will be pretty tough for Barca, with their first game of the season being against Valencia away. The last time Barca played at Mestalla, the game ended in a 1-1 draw. And in the last two seasons, both opening games ended in draws as well. So according to these stats, this is likely to be a draw. Valencia will not be the only tough team Barca has to face in their opening games. On match day 2, Barca is facing Atletico Bilbao at home. Atletico Bilbao is a tough team, especially when you look at last season's results, with them knocking Barca out of the Copa del Rey for example. However, usually Barca manages to beat the team at home. If Barca manages to buy Nico Williams, it will increase their chances to win as well, because we get a great player in return and they lose one of their better players. After these two hectic games, Barca will face 3 easier opponents before the first international break. But Barca has to get straight back to business after this break because Girona is waiting for them next. Girona of course had a remarkable season, managing to beat Barca 4-2 on both occasions. The question is, however, will they continue to play like this or will their form decline? That is something we are going to find out, but it is a match to put into your calendar. Then Barca will face a series of beatable opponents, with only Villarreal away being a more difficult one. But Barca has had some good results there recently, so I think that Barca will score a lot of points until the next international break is already there in the middle of October. Then the fun starts. Barca faces Sevilla at home, which will be a great preparation for the most important date of the remaining year. Because on the 27th of October, Barca is facing Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. This is the first time we will see Kylian Mbappé in a Clasico, and it will also be Hansi Flick's first one. Very exciting indeed. But I think Barca can have a big advantage towards Real Madrid already by this time. Real Madrid has already played Atletico Madrid by this time and will have probably dropped points by then. This El Clasico will be of greatest importance because if you want to win La Liga, you just have to win the Clásicos. November will be a month where all games can be won, but against tougher opponents. First we have the derby of Barcelona, then away at Real Sociedad and away at Celta de Vigo, which are all games where Barca has dropped points in the recent past. The start of the season will be tough immediately with 2 difficult games, but I actually think the schedule is great after the start, with some good mix-ups between difficult opponents and easier ones. The start of December is doable, and just before Christmas, Barca will face Atletico Madrid at home. The recent games against Atletico Madrid have been great results, and if Barca manages to win this, they will probably be winter champions before La Liga continues in 2025. Do note that in between these games, other competitions will be played, such as the Supercopa, Champions League and Copa del Rey, which can affect the performance of the team. Barca will play 3 La Liga games in January against Mallorca and Getafe, 2 grounds where the team didn't get the 3 points last season, and then end the month with a game against Valencia at home. 9 important points, especially in this time of the year where the team will also play in the Supercopa and Copa del Rey. February is also not that bad, with Sevilla away sticking out as the most important game. But Barca has performed great against Sevilla in recent years. But I am curious, however, how Sevilla will perform next year, because they just came out of a poor season. The other games will be against Alavés, Rayo Vallecano and Las Palmas. But an informed Barca team will have no trouble with these opponents. And I actually think this is a great schedule to mix up with the round of 16 matches in the Champions League, if Barca makes it that far. March starts off with 2 home games which need to be won. It are the last 2 games of this month that are interesting, however, facing Atletico Madrid away and Girona at home. In between these games is also the international break, which always affects the team's performance for some reason. Atletico Madrid Madrid away will be tough, but again, we have won there twice in the last 2 seasons with a 1-0 victory and a 3-0 humiliation. Last season, Barca didn't win against most top teams, but won twice against Atletico Madrid. March 2025 is a long time away, and we have to see how the teams perform, of course, but Barca overall has the better team. Usually Girona at home would be an easy win, but after last season, I don't know, and I will not underestimate them again. If Barca earns a lot of points this month, they will be on track to win La Liga. Usually April is the do or die month, with the El Clasico being in there combined with the Champions League games. However, this season there is no Clasico in April, and the La Liga schedule is actually looking good, with 3 home games against Real Betis, Celta de Vigo, Mallorca, and 1 away game against Leganés. Makes this month look like a 12-pointer. I've said it before, but I think this La Liga schedule is great for Barca, and that is the major reason why they will win this La Liga title. But that is up until May arrives, with 5 games. This year, May will probably be the do or die month. It would be great if Barca would be champions by this point, because this is the only month with a lot of difficult games after each other. It starts off not too bad with an away game at Valladolid, but then, on May 11th, the El Clasico. Probably for the first time in the new Camp Nou. And you don't know what the table looks like at this point, but this could be the decider, and that would be very exciting. When the Liga hasn't been decided yet, this will be the most important game of the entire season. And I am very happy that Barca will play it at home. But if you thought an El Clasico in May was bad, look at the next opponent only 3 days later. There it is, the derby of Barcelona away at Espanyol. If Barca manages to win both these games, they are guaranteed to win La Liga. But if they fail, it could be a tough ending to the season. I think this season will go down to the wire, and that these games will be of great importance. Then, the final 2 games. First, Villarreal at home. That didn't go well last season, and games against Villarreal can always go wrong, because they are one of the better teams in the whole competition. And if the champion is undecided by this point in time, Barca will have a really difficult ending to the season in San Mamés against Atletico Bilbao. Barca always struggles in San Mamés, so if they need the 3 points in the last game of the season to be crowned champions, this will certainly be nerve-wracking and a great ending to the season. But I have confidence in this team. A lot has to be decided still, but with Hansi Flick as the new manager, with our great players and youngsters, players coming back from injury, and maybe some new signings, I know that Barca will and can go for the title next season. The schedule is looking great until that hectic month in May. It would be best if Barca was already crowned champions before those last 4 games. But then they must have more than a 12-point difference to the number second. And if that doesn't happen, we will have a great ending to the season nonetheless. I know this Real Madrid team is great and will improve even further with the arrival of Mbappé. But having too many stars might not work, and we shouldn't underestimate our own team because we have quality players and great youngsters. And I am certain this makes it possible to win La Liga next season. What do you think about the schedule? And do you think Barca will win La Liga? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more Barca videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.
Barca, Barca.